It's Miss Burb, and I'm here
With BB.
woohoo, the fabulous. So
Sometimes. Only sometimes.
What do you mean sometimes fabulous?
Sometimes I don't try and I'm just like, ugh.
I wanted to take this time to talk about. People were asking me about what I thought that was going to happen in season 3. So let's talk about a little bit about season 2, and then we'll get to what we think is going to happen in season 3. So season 2, hands down, no question, it's better.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like,
better.
there's no doubt in it.
There's no doubt. So we're gonna talk about why it's better because that's more interesting.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, so that's it. So if you remember, like, season 1, it was just episode I was seeing some people, they were like, oh, each episode is different in a certain way.
Okay.
And that was what made it strong. And maybe that's because they were thinking about, like, season 2, how they incorporate, like, the continuity with, like, Marinette slowly becoming more comfortable trying to talk to Adrian. So I'm thinking that maybe why they were saying that. Because if not, I don't know. Like we were talking before, like, I like the idea of rehashing the formula, like in Catalyst, where they had no villain. So I hope they do a little bit more of that in season 3.
I would love that because I think that was one of season 1's main issues, that it was very formulaic. It was always this and that and this and that and this and that. And there wasn't, like, any continuity, really. Like,
that's what people wanted, the story.
Yeah, like, maybe there doesn't need to be, like, an overarching arc or whatever, but at least, like, some...
Like, something happening, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that was one of season's 1 issues I think in that way season 2, like, improved a lot.
By having the continuity, by having a story, and then, like, something changed. Like, each time it's like, okay, Marinette got a little bit closer, and okay, she's a little bit closer. Okay, now we got him, and then we got Kagami, and then it built up to season 2 with like the kiss.
With the little kiss.
With the little kiss, the French kiss. Like we said before, not romantic.
It is romantic.
So romantic. So,
and also they have, like, as you mentioned, like, episodes that sort of separate from that formula of, like, villain appears, this happens.
Like Queen's Battle had, like, a solid arc too.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking, but
I was thinking of what's it called? Sandboy? Is that the one where?
Oh yeah, the villain just appears out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Actually, yeah, that's a perfect example. Like, the villain is there, and then we have to, like, we learn more about the characters. We learn more about Master Fu at that point too. So yeah, that's actually a perfect example of how I would like the show to continue forward.
Like, maybe not every episode, right? They can still keep their formula, but try to change it up a bit from time to time.
That's it. Like, it has a thing going, and
exactly,
it's the charm, right?
It's part of the charm.
Well, I don't know. I guess for me, I don't appreciate that aspect as much, but for some people, that might be important, So, so there's a formula that improved. So at the beginning, there was still the question of, like, the superhero, all their identities. So we went from having only 2 to now there's 5 in total.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess now we can, I don't know, if we push more into season 3, like, how do you think they're gonna operate now? So now there's 5 superheroes in Paris, right? So they never get their Miraculous, right?
Yeah, they don't get to keep it.
They don't get to keep it. So do you think at some point they would give it to them permanently? Or do you think that would?
Not at the moment. Like, maybe if something were to happen in the story, sure, but I don't think it's very probable because it's something that worries Master Fu a lot. He's
right, giving out the Miraculous, actually.
They can't keep in circulation. We have to keep them.
That's actually a very good point. He's very worried about handing out the Miraculous every single time. He's kind of like, okay, he's more on the reserved side. So that's actually a really good point.
And, like, obviously, for example, Alia and Nino, he would kind of trust them a bit more
than Chloe.
Exactly. Because everybody knows who she is. Everyone would kind of...
Yeah, that's the one thing I was thinking. I was like, yeah, you can't give it to Chloe because she's way too public with it. So there's no way they would be able to give it to her permanently. But you can imagine them giving it to Alia and Nino.
Yes.
I was just thinking, like, what if they retire, like, what if Alia or Nino replaced Marinette or Adrian at some point? Like
if Nino became Kat, or...
Well, not only that, but like I was thinking, like let's say Marinette decides that she needs a break. Okay. And then she gets, like, Alia to replace her permanently.
Okay, like as Rena Rouge.
Yeah, as Rena Rouge. So then Rena Rouge. But then I was just thinking, like, then they'd have to rebrand the show to, like, Rena Rouge and Cat Noir. I'm like, okay,
unless they do it for maybe, like, one episode.
Yeah, where it's like, I can't do it, go do it. But then Marinette would almost have to reveal her identity. Because it's weird. Anyway, like, honestly, Marinette's probably going to tell Alia in season 3. No?
Will she, though?
End of season 3, season 4. She's probably.
You don't think so? I don't know anymore because I don't know. At this point,
I know. We're getting into speculation territory. Yeah. Sorry, but like,
at this point, I feel like the longer she waits, the harder it will be to tell her. Like,
you think?
In a way, because it's like she's kept the secret, right? Like, if she keeps making it longer and longer. And Alia's like gonna be like, oh, you've been Ladybug for years and you've never told me.
Oh,
you've and like, you get what I'm saying?
But
I mean, so
that's
obviously I want it to happen, and I would like it to be as soon as possible, so that there's not that like huge gap in time of like Alia being like, come on, you could have told me any of those.
Yeah,
times.
Then once she becomes Rena Rouge, you can tell her honestly.
Like she's Alia. You know that. Carapace is Nino. They know.
Honestly, though, if they were going to get Alia to replace Ladybug, I think at that point, then Marinette would tell her, like, hey, cover for me if ever I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
You know? And honestly, like, Carapace should do the same thing for, like, Agent, like, where they should know and then they can replace and switch it out at some point.
It would be, I feel like you would also encourage trust. In a sense,
it'd be cool. You'd have like team ups, you know. Like one day it's like Adrian and like Rena Rouge. The other day it's like Ladybug and Carapace, or like you know.
I love how Queen Bee is just not in the equation.
Oh yeah, sorry. Because we're just talking about how distrustful she is.
Because she's a lot more also emotional, like more fleeting. Like you never know.
She's quite heroic though. When she gets down to it, she's all business and she's ready to go.
Oh no, absolutely. But I mean, like in her sort of everyday life, you know, her life is a lot more hectic, I would say, than because of her parents and all of the publicity. So she's a little more prone to be emotional and to be negative.
Accumatize people herself.
And accumatize people herself. So I feel like in that sense, I don't think like coming back to the idea of like if she's gonna get the Miraculous permanently, I don't,
because it's so dangerous. Because then Hawkmoth could just go after her.
Exactly.
That's the one thing that's protecting her right now is the fact that Hawkmoth doesn't know. And honestly, he should keep an eye on her or something.
Yeah.
Like, wait for, like, Queen Bee to be called again and, like... Oh, actually, no, because then it's Ladybug that always does it. Because, like, if it was Master Fu, then you're in trouble. So...
Yeah.
But, yeah, okay, so that's, like, on the superhero side of things. So then, like, just the villains. So we went from knowing, like, nothing... to knowing Hawkmoth's identity in episode 1. Okay, it was already known.
Yeah, like, that was the main theory, and there really wasn't anyone else that could be, because there wasn't anyone else, you know, with the figure and the...
Oh, there was the figure?
I don't know, because a lot of people would look at the shape of the face and be like, well, who else could it be, right?
Well, the shape of the face doesn't usually matter, because the figure changes sometimes, but, like...
Like, it's not exactly the same, but, I mean, obviously, you couldn't say it's Marinette's dad, right? Like...
Yeah. He suddenly becomes skinny, you know?
Yeah, like, there's some... like, in Keaton Taller, right? Like, there's some things that people were, like...
Okay, it makes more sense, that's it. But, that's it. So we went from, officially being revealed that he's Hawkmoth to... seeing Emilie in the coffin, and there was Hawkmoth, there was the basement, then we see Emilie, and then there's the build-up to Heroes Day.
Yes.
And there was, Style Queen was kind of like a peak for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you imagine, like, how typically movies are, like, made, where you have, like, the first
the
act.
climax.
That's it, so there's, like, it's like a set, like, the, whatchamacallit? The Style Queen was basically, like, one, like, height, like, one peak, and then the ultimate peak was Heroes Day.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to view it as a movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. So it's just...
I get it.
Hawkmoth! And then we go down to, like, the Peacock, and... So, her power seems to be... Because somebody was saying that her power was just protection. like to protect.
It could
in
be
that case, but then isn't like
I don't know. It's weird because
what if like okay, because like her power basically protected Hawkmoth, but like offensively. But I was just thinking like, isn't that Carapace's ability to like protect?
Yeah, that is.
But his is more defensive. You know, it's like it's just a shield and that's it. But hers is like it'll attack.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
So maybe it's like an offensive defensive weapon.
Maybe because I feel like there can be several Miraculous with the same or similar power.
Similar powers.
Because I remember like, I think when she went and to get Carapace, she was like, "Oh, I need one for protection, or something." I don't know.
But then the only choice was to take Master Fu's.
But I mean, if they had the peacock, maybe it would have been an option.
To take the peacock instead to like protect.
I have no idea. I'm just making it up as I go.
So, well, it's a podcast. We talk, we explain, we theorize. But yeah, so I think, well, hopefully she'll be more expanded on. Do you think that they're gonna go straight to having? Do you think she'll be like an actual part of season 3, like main villain lineup? Like, do you think she'll always be with Hawkmoth? Like,
do you mean like the Miraculous or Natalie as
the Peacock? Do you think she's going to be like a villain of season 4, like all the time? Like, you know how Hawkmoth is like the recurring villain in every
4?
3. Sorry.
Okay.
3.
I was
but
like, do you have any information that we don't have?
I see into the future. But like in the way that Hawkmoth always comes back, will the Peacock always come back? Or Mayura. We should honestly call her Mayura. But because she wouldn't use it every single time
because it's damaged.
Unless then it was only a season 3 thing where she'll just rapidly decline in health, and then in season 4 she's kaput.
Well, that could be an option, but I feel like because they already have Emily,
they already know that like.
I feel like they wouldn't do that again. Like,
so what if she was like a mini boss? You know, like how like so a couple, like maybe 4 or 5 times during the season, like throughout, she'll pop up to help.
I feel like that's more likely than her being recurring, always there because it's damaged and because like even Gabriel was like, "You're not supposed to use it."
Yeah, so she'll jump in a couple times and she'll try to help, and then he'll be like, "Dude,
she'll go rogue.
My wife is dead. What do you think?" So okay, so then we also went from having just like pictures of Emily to having
her in a coffin.
To having a coffin Emily, which
and also like the statue thing in the garden.
And the statue in the garden.
That was so weird. Not getting over it.
It's like I'll just make a statue of myself or maybe he put it like afterwards. He's like, I want to remember my wife, so he just
I don't know, but a statue feels weird.
A statue of a person. So there's still the theories about like, okay, so she was using the Peacock Miraculous and that's why she, you know,
ended up
dead
in that condition,
comatose,
that we don't know what is.
Yeah, so there's that we've learned. I mean, are there any other theories that have been? He has a butterfly basement. That's one new development.
Yeah,
the butterfly basement. Okay, so let's talk about. Okay, so we talked a little bit about it before, but maybe we should talk about Luca and Kagami.
Okay. Like, what are they gonna do?
Like, their introduction, it's like, that's it, because of all the elements, like, it's an opposite of, like, Marinette and an opposite of, like, Adrian. So, it feels like they should be pretty important eventually.
It does. It does.
Like, they're almost important now, and, like, I hope they become, like, if they were just to be love interests, like, side characters, that would suck. But
that would really suck, because I think, like, especially Kagami, I feel like she's very interesting. Like, I want to know more
as a character.
Her as a character, yeah. Like, have an episode of her without Adrian. Let's go.
Because it could just be, like, you know, their complicated, like, side interests, you know, like a side love, you know? Like,
yeah, or, like, just a friend. There's nothing wrong with having a
third friend. I mean, instead of just having, like, one best friend, you have, like, another one.
Yes. But, I don't know. I think Luca, I don't find him as interesting.
I like music, and I strum my guitar.
Because, yeah, so far that's pretty much all he's done. Just be nice and play music.
Yeah, but he's, like, just chill. He just, like in Frozen, just, like, whatever, go find your boyfriend. Kagami, she's, like, more Ruts, but, like, they both have the same kind of, like, they're both on the same level where they both have their different personalities, and they're both there as love challenge people.
Mm-hmm. Although they already had love challenge people before.
But if they were only, is there a name for that? Like, instead of love challenge people, is there a name for it?
Do you mean like love triangle? Love interest?
A side love interest.
A side love interest.
A side love interest.
Fine.
Okay, so if they were only going to be side love interests,
yes.
Why would they make the characteristics so close to the other character? Like, why would Kagami look almost like Marinette? Luca doesn't look like Adrian.
No, but they have pointed out that his hair has the same like shape.
The same hair shape. Do you think they're gonna have a moment where they're just like she looks at like the hair shape and then she thinks of like Adrian? She's like, oh no, I like him more because of the hair shape. His hair shape is nicer than yours.
I would love that. I would pay money to see that. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Just have just that animated just for you. Have that storyboarded out. But would they make them so close? Because if not, then you could just have like Lila, you know?
True.
Where like Lila was just Lila would become her own character, right? Yeah, let's talk about Lila eventually. But like, so she's just angry in a room.
Yeah.
I hope that she goes through like an interesting character arc in the show. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe this is bad, but not redeemed.
Okay.
Like, she's just that kind of character where she just kind of goes nuts. Like Azula or something.
No, I mean, I get it. Because we already have Chloe, right?
He hasn't watched Avatar, so she won't get that.
I am so sorry.
Azula is, like, great as a villain, okay? That's why you have to watch Avatar. It's on Netflix. Go watch it. No, but Azula...
We'll eventually, someday.
Azula's a good villain. She's a good villain.
But yeah, I love a good villain, and I think Lila has that potential.
To, like, become interesting, to challenge. Mm-hmm. Hopefully there's a reason why she loves Adrian at some point. Because right now it's just, like, she's just obsessed with him for, like...
Is she still, though?
Yeah, she was still obsessed with him. Wasn't it?
Because, first episode, she was there when she became Volpina. Yeah, absolutely, she was obsessed with him. But now...
It was because she told her mom that she was talking with her love, Adrian.
Oh, okay.
So... Unless she's just using it as, like, a cover. Like,
she might.
She doesn't want to tell her mom that the guy rejected her, basically.
I mean, she might. But it's still, the fact that she picks Adrian and not some random guy, like, doesn't make someone up.
I mean, Adrian, he's, like, a fashion model, right? He's super famous.
But I feel like it's also very easy to verify if that's true. You just go on the tabloids or whatever.
Do you think there are tabloids on Adrian?
I mean,
wouldn't somebody realize that he's Cat Noir? If there are tabloids on him, somebody would have seen it. Gabriel, check your security cameras. He transforms as the Cat Noir in his own house.
True. Very true.
He's not keeping a good enough eye on his son.
I mean, I feel like that was very obvious.
Oh boy. Okay. So, is there anything else to say about season 2? Like, my theory was disproven. It's sad boy.
Oh.
The psychic connection theory, that one. Yeah. I might actually make a follow-up on that one, like, correct some aspects of it. Because I still think it's still weird that Gabriel just, in a certain way, let his son go to school for no reason. Unless it really was to prove... I mean, then the obvious explanation is he went there to push his Hawkmoth agenda, which is to see more people, to meet.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, a direct result of Adrian going to school is making a friend with a guy, and then the guy Nino comes to his house and then gets akumatized, you know? Yeah. So it makes a akumatization opportunity, so I guess that's the obvious reason.
Yeah.
I suppose. So, season 3 thoughts. I still want them to open on, like, Adrian being like, wait, Marinette likes me? What?
Of him, like, in his room talking it out with Plag, and he's like, no, but she's a friend.
We all know they're gonna, like, it's gonna start with, like, Because shows do that, you know, where they, like, undo, like, a big plot point, like, they, like, undo it. It's like, oh, you know, that thing?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It has, like, a huge cliffhanger, and you're like, oh, and then it picks up, and it's like, it never happened, almost.
He was falling off a cliff. No, there was a rock right underneath, you know. Yeah. He's fine. Oh, no, the villain was dead all along. It wasn't true. So, don't do that, please. Please, don't do that. I mean, the show's already written out, so They've already done it. I speak to the past version. Like, I speak it to the past. Yes. You know? It's like, don't do that. So.
Please let Adrian start at least realizing somewhat that Marinette likes him and that he might like her.
What would happen? Okay, so after. Now this is, like, really into the future, but, like, what happens after they do realize they like each other? Do they, like, start dating and start bickering, like a couple bickering?
Maybe, like, teasing each other kind of thing? Or, no, like, actual
arguing.
I don't know.
A superhero couple, though.
Ooh.
Or they wouldn't...
That's making me think of, like, The Incredibles.
Or they wouldn't talk about it. Because, like, okay.
Because when you're saying, like, they realize they like each other, in that scenario, do they know each other's identity?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. But, like, okay, so Marinette tells Adrian. Mm-hmm. So Marinette tells Adrian, and then they neither one of them still know that, like, the other is a personality, and they, like, switch.
Because I feel like, how can you have a relationship when you have such a big secret?
Actually, that's because Cat Noir told Ladybug that he had a crush on her. Okay. And now Marinette told Adrian that she had a crush on him, basically. Mm-hmm. So basically they revealed it to each other, actually. I don't know, maybe you realized it before, maybe I'm just stupid. But, like, it encapsulates as, like, both sides have admitted to the other. Now they're just stuck in that loop where they don't know it's each other, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize it. No. My brain worked it out. Now it's all the pieces are falling into place. So basically that's it. Each one of them knows that the other...
Well...
Yeah.
Ladybug knows for sure that Cat Noir likes...
No, that's it.
Ladybug.
And now Adrian knows that Marinette has a crush on him.
Or does he?
He does. Okay, no, that's it. Because of the parallels, because it would make sense story-wise for them to do that, I feel like, then it would work.
Yeah.
Where they decide, okay, both of them are going to reveal to each other that they like each other. Mm-hmm. And then in the next season, they both have to work on figuring out that the other person is the one they have a crush on.
Okay. Yes, I like that idea.
So then in that sense, I think, then they'll let it through. They'll let it pass through without funny stuff.
But I feel like in order for them to date, there needs to be a reveal first. I don't know.
Something dramatic. Just an episode dedicated to them figuring it out.
Yeah. Yeah, because otherwise they're going to be stuck in the loop, like you said, right? Like,
they're going to be stuck in there for a while. You know it.
I know
it. You know it.
It's probably not going to be until the end of season 3, if even. I don't know. I don't even know what they have in mind.
Well, that's the thing. Like, the thing with speculation is that you can say whatever you want, and then it's not going to come true, and then that makes you more upset that it didn't come true as you wish.
Yeah, but at the same time, if it did come true, you would have been like, oh, it was too easy to figure it out. Oh.
So, essentially, we shouldn't be doing this right now. Maybe.
Maybe.
But, so maybe we should leave it off here before we upset ourselves more. Just leave it at that. So, season 2, final conclusion is way better, and so season 3, have they figured out when it's officially coming out?
I don't think so.
Honestly, for me, from all the stuff I've heard and from what I believe in my brain says March 2019. That's what my brain says.
March 2019.
Okay. Or my heart, I guess, in that sense.
I hope it is around March, because then that would be like my birthday gift.
Yeah, birthday gifts, like, yes, thank you.
Woohoo! Especially done for me.
Yes. So, so there's that. So, thank you guys for listening. I was like, pause.
Yes. Take your time. Do it.
Think. I want to shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys for supporting me. And if you guys still haven't checked it out, I still have, it's going to be up forever. But for the Miraculous Ladybug trailer, I put out, like, notes on what I'm planning to do with it. If I remember, I'll put it in the description box below. I'll put like the link. So go check it out and let me know if you have ideas, if criticism, because please do so. I actually have a script for that. I put a script for that on Patreon now. That one is for patrons only. Okay. But like an outline for like the trailer.
Oh, that's good.
Hopefully I can like figure more stuff out. During winter break after school's done. So so thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.